let's talk about the Smashing Machine. This is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's based on a true story, kind of the beginnings of UFC. Tell me the story. I know you're a big wrestling fan.
Yes.
And
This, go ahead.
The lead character is based on Mark Kerr, is based on a real wrestler, real person. We'll talk about that. And this is sort of the early evolution of how UFC came to be.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So it's set in the late 90s, early 2000s. Alan, tell me about the Smashing Machine.
Yeah, so I don't know that it is about the birth of UFC. This story is the story of Mark Kerr, played by Dwayne Johnson. And I believe it's based on, from what I saw an interview with Mark Kerr yesterday. And the movie is essentially based on the documentary on his life. It's directed by Benny Safdie. And what you'll notice right off the bat is it's shot like a Safdie brothers movie. But it stars Mark Kerr, who is getting into the early stages of UFC. He is a wrestler. And so his tactics are basically to take down, to wrestle guy to the ground and just smash away, smash. There's biting involved. But what you learn is the Mark Kerr character, he loves taking the will of the win away from his opponents. That's what excites him. And he's all about winning. And part of the problem, though, is because he's basically undefeated through most of the film, or he is undefeated through the film. There's that pressure to continue to win. And so he turns to opioids and to other painkillers. And ultimately, they just start screwing with his mind. He has his girlfriend, Dawn Staples, played by Emily Blunt, who is another interesting character, because Mark Kerr is a very low energy person, considering that he's a fighter, while Dawn is your typical, I would say, white woman, American white woman, who loves being rich and living in the lap of luxury, but at the same time she can't handle his schedule, the fact that he has to disappear to train, the fact that he won't invite her to his fights, and then when he finally does invite her to a big fight over at Pride in Japan, that her presence there just kind of screws up his mojo. But it just becomes, so the first arc of the film is Mark Kerr dealing with his addiction and dealing with the pressure to win, and then the second half is dealing with Dawn, and how she is kind of this presence, this element that keeps drawing him back to the person he doesn't want to be anymore. And so that's kind of this movie. And I sit back and I think I like the movie, but I think I more admire the movie. I like the way I think it's Benny Safdie who shot it. It's like there's a scene where they're leaving the gym and turning to the right, and so he's across the street with a camera, and they walk out of the gym and then they turn to the right, and that's the scene. And that's kind of the way this thing is shot. It's almost documentary style.
Yeah.
The other thing is, this is probably the most subdued performance Dwayne Johnson has ever given. He plays Mark Kerr like a guy who had his head beat in for a very long time.
Yeah.
The other thing is, Dwayne Johnson is almost unrecognizable. He bulked up. His shoulders. I've never seen Dwayne look like this. He looks nothing like The Rock. And there is this movie's going to win for best makeup. The prosthetics that he puts on, the hairpiece, the fact that he looks so different, and he has to fight, he has to wrestle, and deal with all that is just a feat unto itself. Dawn, Emily Blunt plays the most ditzy character I've ever seen her play.
Yes.
This movie is just really goes for the authenticity that we're not doing some hyper realized over the top sports movie. We're doing an authentic sports movie that deals with steroids, that deals with painkillers and drug addiction. And that is really the heart of this movie. And like I said, this is when you watch this movie, it's unlike any Rock or any sports movie you've ever seen, and I recommend it for that. Same for the same reason you like Good Boy. I just admire the way this movie was shot and how the story was told.
I just love the world of this movie, the way
Mhm.
it, and you know, when she shows up in Japan, he loses his first fight. He's
Yeah,
undefeated and then loses. I love
and
the doc feel. It starts out like VHS footage.
mhm.
Like it's just VHS, him talking, and it slowly goes into, it's not fully, doesn't feel fully like 35. It still has a video feel to it.
Yeah, it's
But
more
the
video
whole
than
movie,
35.
it's effective in expressing the realism of the film. It does this thing that's kind of a modern cliche in a lot of movies that are based on true stories, where you see the real guy at the end, which kind of annoyed me. But you're right about The Rock and the makeup. What did they do? It's not just the hair. Is it the
No,
teeth?
it's his face, his entire face.
He looks very different. His ear, it's all got that
The
cauliflower
cauliflower.
ear.
Oh, the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
thing is if you know The Rock, he's tattooed like crazy.
yeah,
But in this, he's got the Mark Kerr tattoo, which is a dragon on the side and then spiders on his
yeah,
chest,
yeah,
and then the Rock tattoo is just completely gone.
yeah. It's so that sense of, I just loved the world of it and the build. It's not this thing. I thought that like the relationship with Mark Kerr and his girlfriend gets kind of in the end like scary. It
Mhm.
starts to get scary, and I feel like it could have gone some really dark places. And I'm not sure how real it is. It feels
Well,
like
according to
maybe,
Mark Kerr, it's pretty real.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, one scene that is just incredible. It just gives context. Is there's a point where he's training and his coach shows him how to punch a guy when he's on the ground, and he goes into he pulls some kind of muscle and he's in immense pain.
right.
And Mark gives him his painkiller, and in that performance from that coach, you see A, how great painkillers are, and B, why you never want to take them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I mean, this could be compared to The Wrestler, you know,
It could be.
could be in a
It's a
way.
less dramatic story than The Wrestler, I would say.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the performances are subdued. That's what
Right.
I
That's what
really
I
like
mean.
about it.
They're very subdued in the sense that I'm kind of sitting there and I'm going, how come, when is the movie part going to start? It never go, and I mean in a good way. It doesn't,
There's
it
no
feels,
Rocky moment.
there is no Rocky moment. There's no like da da da. There's not. It's not that. It is you are in the world and this is real. And I don't know if it'll get Oscar noms for acting. I don't know.
I think it might. I think Dwayne.
But
might
I will
actually
say this: it's the best thing The Rock has ever done.
Yeah.
It proves he is capable of actual real acting instead of being basically The Rock in every movie. And Emily Blunt,
Yeah.
she does have that. She's sort of a 90s. I don't want to, she's sort of a 90s skank, let's just say. She's always wearing some possibly inappropriate dress or showing too much cleavage.
Like
or-
her dream is to be on the Real Housewives.
Right. And that proves a problem. But yes, I really enjoyed the film. I'm curious how Oscar voters and nominations will go for this, but I do recommend this film.
Mhm.
Do you recommend it, Alan?
I do, and I think you are going to see some Oscar love for it. In the similar way Uncut Gems was. You don't expect it, but he gets such great performances out of Emily and Rock, and then the third guy, the other Mark in the movie. I was just engaged and grouped through the whole movie, and I think it's kind of long, maybe over 2 hours.
But don't go in expecting this film to be like a Rocky or like a triumphant hero story where you're on your feet cheering at the end. It's not that. It's the reality of what this world is.
Yeah.
They show him doing these contract negotiations
Mhm.
with the Japanese company that puts on the event.
Yeah, the Pride
And
event.
and there's also, there's not pride in the sense of
Right.
today. Pride
But it's
back then.
called Pride. It's
It is called pride. There's a whole thing with buying this ceramic bowl, and
yeah,
that
and
plays
then the
in.
callback to it.
The callback to it is great. Like there's just a lot of elements in this, and it's one that I would want to see again to notice more detail. But
Yeah,
I
you mentioned something interesting. I'm more likely to watch this movie again than any other Rock movie again.
same
Yeah.
same specifically because he's like a toned down version of his personality. He's like
Mhm.
I don't want to say I'm not implying the movie is boring. The way he approached it, his performance is kind of a boring version of The Rock, where this is the reality of being The Rock,
Yeah.
training, dealing with business, traveling all over the world, trying to have a life, trying to have a relationship with a woman. Like it's just all the pressures of what he does. And in the end, recommendation from
Yeah.
me, recommendation from you, Alan.
Absolutely.